What if the most calculated move a celebrity can make to confirm a massive piece of personal news isn't releasing a formal statement to the media, but simply letting a 9-carat diamond do all the talking at an exclusive London fashion party? For months, the pop culture ecosystem has been operating on a wave of intense speculation, trying to piece together the exact status of Hollywood's most enigmatic, low-key power couple. But this past Wednesday night, The Rock was officially out of the pocket, stepping into a high-profile cocktail event for luxury jewelry designer Jessica McCormick in the heart of London. Blink Twice director Zoë Kravitz didn't drop a single quote about her love life to the flashing line of reporters. Instead, she let her left hand command the entire room. Dressed in an effortlessly elegant, one-shoulder bias-cut silk slip dress paired with silver satin Christian Louboutin slingbacks, the 37-year-old multi-hyphenate looked like the absolute definition of effortless cool. But as the high-resolution event photographs began hitting global feeds over the last 48 hours, the internet completely bypassed her immaculate sartorial choices. The entire digital landscape zeroed in on a staggering, cushion-cut diamond mounted on a minimalist yellow-gold band. This wasn't just a stunning piece of high-end accessorizing, it was the definitive, unyielding visual confirmation of her engagement to global music icon Harry Styles. Within minutes, the footage transformed from a standard fashion elite gallery into a massive, hyper-analytical cultural moment, sending shockwaves through a fan base that has spent nearly a year dissecting every quiet vacation and hidden clue left by the elusive pair. The verified logistics behind this specific public outing and the underlying timeline of their relationship paint a fascinating picture of two global superstars executing a masterclass in modern privacy. Kravitz and Styles first sparked intense global romance rumors back in August 2025, when sharp-eyed fans photographed them walking arm-in-arm through the historic streets of Rome. Rather than leaning into the exhausting, hyper-exposed loop of Hollywood publicity, they chose a path of absolute discretion, quietly building their foundation away from the traditional press apparatus. By April 2026, internal sources whispered that Styles had officially proposed after 8 months of dating, keeping the celebration confined entirely to a microcircle of immediate family and close friends. This week's event in London marks the official transition of that private reality into the public square. Industry experts have immediately begun dissecting the jewelry metrics of the debut, noting that the stone sits incredibly low in its basket for a sleek, highly modern, and entirely unpretentious profile finish. Because Kravitz serves as Jessica McCormick's premier brand ambassador, muse, and creative collaborator, leading jewelry historians are highly confident that the custom, understated bezel masterpiece was engineered directly by the luxury London house, creating a poetic crossover between her professional legacy and her personal future. The moment those high-resolution close-ups materialized online, the digital commentary mutated into an absolute juggernaut across TikTok, X, and dedicated music communities. Fan networks went into a state of total, frantic analysis, generating viral video essays that pair the new ring footage with clips from Styles' massive Wembley Stadium concert weekend on his ongoing Together global tour. Over the last 72 hours, the discourse has focused heavily on incredible, verified sightings of Kravitz in the VIP tech booths at Wembley, where she was filmed sharing deeply affectionate, prolonged conversations with Styles' mother and Twist. On lifestyle and pop culture subreddits, a massive social media debate has erupted regarding the financial and emotional weight of the union. One side of the internet has buried itself in the economics of the ring, contrasting the estimated $500,000 to $1 million valuation against Styles' towering $300 million net worth, arguing that the minimalist gold band reflects his signature mix of extreme wealth and grounded, vintage aesthetics. Concurrently, a much deeper, highly protective conversation has taken over the feeds, with audiences celebrating the fact that the 32-year-old pop star appears to have found an absolute equal in a woman who is completely unbothered by the superficial circus of hyperfame. This situation escalated so rapidly in the public consciousness because it represents a complete departure from the chaotic, highly performative relationship dynamics the public has come to expect from top-tier musicians and influencers. We live in an internet culture where high-profile couples routinely commodify their intimacy, using relationship milestones for algorithmic clout, staging elaborate gender reveals for brand sponsorships, and weaponizing their breakups to drive streaming metrics. But Kravitz and Styles are operating on a completely different, infinitely more sophisticated frequency. Both individuals are the descendants of profound cultural royalty. Kravitz grew up navigating the unique, hyper-visible realities of her parents Lenny Kravitz and Lisa Bonet, while Styles survived the intense, early career mania of One Direction to become a highly respected, tour-driven solo force. Because they both intimately understand the exhausting toll of the public gaze, they have established a boundary that feels entirely impenetrable. The escalation of this narrative shows an audience that is profoundly fascinated by a relationship that doesn't need to post a single selfie to prove its validity, using a quiet stroll in Rome, a warm hug with a mother at Wembley, and a sudden diamond debut in London to tell a story of total stability. When you analyze what this scenario reveals about the shifting architecture of celebrity reputations, it highlights the immense power of compatibility over commercial curation. For much of his solo career, Styles' romantic life has been subjected to intense, often polarizing media scrutiny, with previous relationships frequently becoming a battleground for toxic fan theories and exhausting tabloid analysis. But his alignment with Kravitz has triggered a massive, highly progressive shift in public sentiment. Close family insiders have openly stated that, and Twist is absolutely thrilled about the match, noting that while she has met numerous high-profile partners over the years and learned never to read too much into transient romances, this dynamic carries an entirely different weight. The difference lies in Kravitz's complete mastery of the industry game. As an accomplished actress, an Emmy-nominated performer, and a critically acclaimed director who just made waves with her psychological thriller, she possesses a distinct, unshakable artistic identity that exists entirely independent of her partner's pop stardom. She isn't a fixture looking to absorb a spotlight. She is a creative force who helps him forge a normal, quiet life away from the stage, fundamentally elevating his standing from a pop idol into a grounded, deeply mature artistic partner. Ultimately, this elegant London debut leaves the wider entertainment ecosystem watching with profound intrigue to see how this highly private alliance will shape the future of their respective empires. By refusing to follow the traditional celebrity playbook of manufactured press releases and hyperstaged digital validation, Kravitz and Styles are actively proving that true modern luxury in the spotlight is the ability to protect what is sacred. As the viral loops of her stunning yellow gold ring continue to rack up millions of impressions, and the cultural conversation inevitably transitions toward the next sudden pop culture disruption, the image of Zoë Kravitz standing confident and unbothered in London remains a definitive victory for authentic, quiet maturity. It leaves a deeply captivated public to realize that the most sustainable way to navigate the blinding glare of global fame isn't to feed the machine every detail of your heart, but to build a private sanctuary so strong that its presence can be felt through a single, quiet gesture, changing the way we perceive the true value of love and legacy in the hypervisible years to come. To catch a glimpse of the elegant evening and see the stunning jewelry detail up close, you can review this report on Zoë Kravitz's engagement ring from Harry Styles. This video provides a detailed breakdown of her London appearance at the luxury event and captures the widespread excitement surrounding the couple's major relationship milestone.